Hello YouTube, my name's Sean Connors and this is Outsiders. Welcome back. And today I'm going to be doing a review on a RPG game, but it's a computer game, something I would not normally do, but every genre of RPG deserves some of my time, so I decided that this would be the one for me to cut my teeth on computer-wise. I've got a PS3. I saw recently when I was out shopping, I came across this. This is called Demon Souls. It was the only one they did. It's a deluxe box set. Comes with a helpful sort of strategy guide, which is quite nice, but it's by no means is this a walkthrough, and a lovely pack which captures the atmosphere of the game incredibly well. These pictures are screenshots from the computer game. As you can see, it's very well done. The enemy are very varied. It's got a lovely look to it. Anyway, we could go on and on and on, but very, very nicely done. And a soundtrack that comes with it, 25 songs on the soundtrack. Very interesting that. They're well worth the price of admission actually for those. This is UK wise £35. This is the best. I picked this up and thought, never heard of it. You know, come out in the UK just recently, never heard of it. Went over to the magazine shelf, had a look for Demon Souls reviews. Come across a couple of magazines in there. Power Gamer was one of them. Power Gamer being a publication purely around the PlayStation. And they said it was the hardest game they've ever seen in for years. The toughest game by a mile on any system. Well, that immediately hooked me. I thought, wow, that's I've got to have a piece of that. So we got it. This has consumed my bloody soul, this game. I'm not crap. I'm actually quite good at... I've got really good hand-eye coordination, so I'm pretty good at shoot-em-ups and things like that. So when it comes to games which are supposedly RPGs and it's going to be a mixture of action, I generally, you know, I can finish them pretty quick. I mean, I finished Oblivion and Oblivion 2 in a couple of days max. I mean, there really weren't no challenge on the hardest level. It was nothing. I've spent 10 hours plus and I've only got through the very first level in this. This is not a game where you can just save when you want to. You only are able to save it when you've completed a section, and they are not easy. They are bloody tough. If you make a mistake and die, it's over. You start over again, right back from the very beginning. So it's a Marmite game, you know. It's a real Marmite. You're either going to love it or you hate it. It's a very old school feel to it. I mean, it's got that tough vibe. I mean, that's what I modelled my games on. I want to be known as a DM that's tough but fair, really tough. If you want to survive my games, you've got to become one of the best players. And that's been the mantra that I've set my stall out for many years. Over the years, and it has worked for me personally. As I say, I'm not going to keep harping on about this, but we've got a collection of players that have come out of that process and have become phenomenal players. They'll grace any table. This game makes you... It really appeals to me as a DM. I mean, there's a lot to love about it. You start off the game, you die instantly. You die actually really quick. You actually die and get sent to something called the Nexus. And to fulfil the prophecies, you've got to kill the enemy to gain their souls, which you can then use as a currency to improve yourself and ultimately get yourself out of the Nexus. And that's brilliant. I mean, it's just a lovely, lovely story. Make a great RPG, no doubt about it. I suppose the negatives first are that sometimes the scroll rate in the game moves. It's like you're in slow-mo. It takes a bit of time to catch up to itself. It doesn't happen very often. I've only seen it a couple of times so far in a lot of hours of play. The weird thing about the game is that sometimes when the bodies fall on the floor, they can get trapped up in your feet, and it all looks a bit clumsy. And I've had a couple where they've got knocked up into the air and ended up landing on my character's shoulder, and I haven't been able to get them off. And I've got this body draping over it. It's very nice for a shield, but I haven't been able to get very far. But graphically, it's gritty and moody, captures the atmosphere very well. The monsters are phenomenal. I mean, they really feel right. It's intelligent. I'll tell you what I really like about this game. Really intelligent. The fighting, you know, you have a shield, you got a sword. You have to try and get the shield out in front. You've got to try and time to riposte and then strike back. You can use 2-weapon combos. You can have spells. You can create a character in your own image with this system. And I'm still touching the very edges of it, but it's lovely. The magical items are all interesting. And to get the magical items, you have to take risks. It's really, really good. You know, you really got to put yourself out. So for me, it touches all the buttons. So Demon Souls is an absolute blaster hoot. I think it could be turned into a really interesting RPG with the right mechanics. I certainly would love to turn this into a Pathfinder-style game. I think it's got a lot of merit for the future. I'm thinking about that now. I've got some ideas running through my mind on that. But for me, I would score this game very highly. Minus a couple of nagging points. which I'm sure will be corrected, and I'm sure there'll be a follow-up to this, because this is absolutely the best RPG game I've seen in years. This beats all of them. It really, really does. I mean, if you want a tough game, it's really going to challenge you, it's probably the hardest RPG you're ever going to pick up and play, Demon's Souls is the one for you. 3.8 out of 4, a very high mark, an excellent game, graphically fun, monsters superb challenge. I'm only a little bit into it, but I'm seeing all the classics in there. Giants. I saw one other. Oh, just got to mention it. Mind Flare Prison. It's whoever come up with that. It's a stroke of genius. It's brilliant. Roaming around in that prison, trying to stop those mind flares from interacting with me, and trying to get to them quickly and take them out. It's been absolutely brilliant. I love the idea behind that. Definitely going to steal it for one of my games. Anyway, I've been Sean Connors. This has been Outsiders. Get a chance, take a look at Demon's Souls. Well worth a look. Till the next time, take care of yourselves. Happy gaming. See you soon.